Welcome to Pour the Wine. It's Rom-Com Time, where we'll sip some wine and review all things rom-com on the Hallmark channel. I'm Amy.
And I'm Garry.
And?
I'm pouring wine.
You're pouring the wine.
Yes, I am.
Pour it faster. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh, that's a dark cab.
It is.
I guess I wasn't expecting it to be that dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
All right. Well, shall we jump in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Today, we're recapping and reviewing episode number 5 of the second season of The Chicken Sisters. No trespassing, y'all. It aired on the Hallmark channel on Sunday, September 7th, 2025, and is streaming right now on Hallmark Plus.
Yes, it is. And we would love it if you would click that follow button on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss any of our episodes. If you listen on Apple or Spotify, you can also leave us a review and stars.
And stars. A review and stars, or just stars.
Or just stars.
I think Spotify is stars only, maybe.
I think so.
Reviews. Yeah.
You can also find us on YouTube and all social media.
Or you can send us an email to pourthewine@gmail.com and let us know your thoughts about The Chicken Sisters Season 1, how you're liking Season 2 so far, or anything Hallmark related. We would love to hear from you.
Yes, we would.
Yes, we would.
Please drop us an email.
Please drop us an email. It's got to be one of those nights, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Sip to that one.
Sip to that one? Yeah. Let me get my glass. Okay.
So this episode was directed by Jacques Gould. Didn't see any other Hallmark credits for her.
Right.
But she's directed episodes of several other series, 2 episodes of The Outlander, an episode of Fire Country.
And
6 episodes of Van Helsing.
Van Helsing. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was written by Leila Cohen. In addition to this episode, she is credited as writing 2 episodes in season 1. Also, she was a producer on all 8 episodes in the first season. A few of her other writing credits, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Include an episode of The Perfect Couple and Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, we liked The Perfect Couple.
Was such a funny.
Oh, you're talking about
both of them.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about one. The Perfect Couple was really good. That was the Nicole Kidman and Liev Schreiber. That was on Netflix recently.
Yes,
that was really good. And the Santa Clarita Diet, so cute and so fun.
It sure was.
Drew Barrymore and Timothy Oliphant. We really enjoyed that one, and we were bummed when that was canceled.
I know.
That was on Netflix too, I think.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
And 13 episodes of Awkward. So that does it for the director and writer.
All right, cool. And we won't go over all the actors and actresses because we don't have anyone new.
Right.
In the very first episode of the second season, we name the actors and actors who are returning, but we don't go into detail about their work. If you want to hear more detail, you can go back to our reviews of season 1, where we talk about the actors and actresses.
Correct.
I think in episodes like 1, 2, and 3, and then sort of as they showed up, we would add people. So
we don't want to continue to name them every pod episode. You said name them.
Name them.
All right. So what did you think? What was your first take?
Do we want to drop the synopsis or?
Okay, I did it again. It's time to drop the synopsis.
The crowd goes wild. Right? I don't know what it is about you.
Me either.
All right. Amanda and Frankie join forces to oust a pesky weasel that snuck into the house, as Amanda tries to teach her daughter that she can handle anything.
Can she, though?
I think so.
We'll find out.
I think so.
Yeah, we will.
Are we going to give away some spoilers?
Yes, we are going to give away some spoilers. So if you have not watched this particular episode, please go watch it. Come back, listen to our podcast episode, and let us know what you think. Or
do
send
that.
us an email, right?
Do that one. Or send us an email and let us know what you think. Yeah.
Yeah. Please do.
Please do. All right. So what did you think about this episode?
This one was pretty interesting because I feel like 3 of the women kind of came into their own.
Yes.
And I'm
Oh, it's
happy
so
for
interesting
him.
you say that. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm very happy for him
Yes.
because, you want to be able to do things on your own. You don't necessarily need to have somebody with
Well,
you,
you
whether
don't need
you're
a
male or
man.
female,
Well, yeah, I guess.
and to be able to do things on your own or go places on your own and to not stand in the shadows of somebody.
Yes.
And
Yes.
this episode,
Kind
very
of
good.
brought all those points out. Yeah,
Yes.
that's really good. I feel the same way. I think we had some revelations about some of the characters, not revelations in big like shocks, but
Right.
just they, like you said, they realized a lot about themselves in this episode.
They sure
And I
did.
thought that was great. I appreciated that. Do they have different people in season 1 doing like when we very first start watching it? I wanted to talk about this. Do they have like where they say, here's what you missed on the Chicken Sisters? Did they, or was it always the narrator?
I think, I'd have to go back.
Yeah,
but I
we'd have
think
to go
it
back
was
and
the
watch.
narrator.
That's what I thought. But this season, they're having different actors and do it. Like, it was maybe this one was Shauna, and so they
Right.
I think the last one was Gus.
Yeah.
Like, just in
you're
case
right.
you missed it on the last one, or whatever. So I noticed that. And then I just want to give a shout out before we get into the characters. The music is great this season.
It really is.
All of the songs in the episodes are so perfect for what is going on. And I'm really digging the music.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It is.
I think it's great. I am hoping there's like a soundtrack at some point. I know we can look up the songs, and we've talked about some of the songs in them, but
That'd be cool if Hallmark released like soundtracks for
I think
these.
they do. I think,
Do they?
well, I don't know if they do, but I'm sure you can find it.
I know you
Yeah.
can find each individual song, but I'm talking about
No,
like
but I
as a
think
group.
there was a soundtrack for like season 1, and I don't know. We'll find out. We'll get into it. All right, you want to get into the meat of it?
Let's do it.
Want to go character by character?
Yeah, let's
All right. So, do you want to start with Gus or Nancy first, and then I can
do Nancy.
Nancy. Yeah, that's a good one to start
Nancy's
with.
kind of one of my favorite characters.
I like. Yeah, she's great. Gus is great. Shauna is great.
They're all great.
May is great. We kind of like them all, actually. Or I do anyway. I don't know.
Was it me, or do you think they all look different right now in this episode? I felt like they look. I don't know if they put some kind of filter on it, but
You thought the appearance
the
looked
appearance
different,
looked
not
different.
not that the actors looked
right,
but like maybe there was some
like some kind
I
of
don't
filter.
know. I
Like
didn't really.
AI on it or something. I don't know, but they look smooth and.
Maybe they tried something different for this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, well, let's do it.
All right, so Nancy. So it's kind of interesting because the mayor tells Nancy that her petition's been approved, so she's excited, but then a board has to still vote on it. So can you explain that to me?
I know.
How is it approved, but it still needs to be voted on? Like it's approved for a vote, I guess.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, and she's happy because she's like, oh, they agreed on it, they voted on it, and she was like, breakfast on me, and he's like, no, but then he's like, well, I could use some.
I could use a breakfast.
But
Yeah.
you're right.
She makes some comment about back in her spiral perm days, which I thought was kind of funny because I was like, anyone of a certain age remembers the perms. Do you
Right.
remember the perms,
Right.
especially of the 80s? And,
Yeah. Well, the 80s were.
I thought that was
Big on the
just
perms.
Look, good shout out to the perm. But, right. So she's excited about that. But she has a dilemma because the meeting for the board isn't going to be for another, like 3 weeks?
Right.
So she's going to be gone on her trip with the pastor. And
Right.
she's excited at first and then like kind of bummed out. And you can see her kind of deflate a little bit.
Yeah, because she's this is something that she's accomplished on her own.
Yeah,
So she's
yeah.
happy about it, and you would think that the pastor would be happy for her, but he's got his thing going on.
Well, he kind of, so when she talks to the pastor, do you want to work through her whole character?
Yeah, let's kind of do
to
that.
the end. Okay. And
Yeah.
then, because it kind of happens throughout the episode, but
Right.
we'll kind of put it together. But so she tries to delay the trip, right? Like, can't we leave, a little bit later? Or I can come and meet you.
Right.
Right. Like,
That's what
she's
she
like,
says, I'll come and meet
because
you.
I want to be here for the meeting. I can come and meet you. And he's like, well, I want to be with you on your first plane ride.
Right.
And she's kind of bummed out because she's trying to work out a way to be with him still.
Right.
But she's coming into her own and she wants to be there for the vote,
Yeah,
right? That's
right.
important to her. So, because she's finally doing something on her own. So I thought that was kind of,
Yeah, It was. I thought it was a great exchange between them because she's,
Great
you know,
exchange.
because when they were talking, when you mentioned, she had said, you know, you fly out there and I'll come out later.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you know, the first night they're gonna have a dinner for us.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
he
and
did say that.
and
Yeah.
like
He
like
did.
he's making her feel bad.
Yeah,
And
so I can't get a take on him though.
I know,
Like
not
I
yet,
kind of
not
like
yet.
him a little bit, but then I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. It's a little weird, and you know, I don't know. I can't read him totally yet. But we see in one scene, I mean, I'm just going to get to it, even though we're not there yet, with Amanda, when they show like a flashback of Amanda and Frank Jr. getting married.
Yeah.
He's the pastor marrying
I
them.
know.
And I'm like, that was 18 years, because
And he looked the same.
Frankie is 18 years old, right? So it's been at least, I'm like, he didn't age.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
What kind of sorcery is that, you know?
Well, he is
I
a
thought
man
that
of the
was
cloth.
so funny. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So he's been around for a while, so he must be somewhat of a decent guy.
You would think.
I would think.
In a small town, you would know if he had something shady going on, right?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess.
So-
I don't know.
Yeah, for 18
But
years.
yeah, so finally, you know, her, I guess, I want to say revelation, but that's probably not the right word. You know, she talks to him about the trip towards the end of the episode. And, you know, it's really kind of profound. That's when she sort of like, she spent a lifetime being the woman behind the man, and she
Right.
doesn't want to do that again.
Right.
You know, and he's a nice guy, but
Yeah.
that's just not going to be
Right.
who she is.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like she would
She doesn't
support
want to be
him,
that
but he
woman.
needs to support her because she has stuff to do now, you know? And
Well, she's always supported Frank Sr., right?
Right.
She was always in his shadow
his-
or by
yeah.
his side, and she doesn't want to be that woman anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, either stand with me or, you know, we're done.
Well, no, she
She doesn't say it.
She
but-
doesn't say it like that.
No,
Yeah.
but you just kind of get the sense that she's
She's
figured
sort of
it out
like,
now.
well, and I think she realized that she didn't really, you know, he's kind of cute. He's kind of fun. She doesn't get the butterflies, which we'll talk
Yes.
about a little bit later with
Yes,
Frankie.
the
But
butterflies.
yeah. So she kind of like, she likes him, but she's not like
Right.
head over heels for him.
Right.
You know,
And
so
she realizes she's not settling anymore.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I thought that was
yeah,
pretty,
That was really good.
that was really good.
Yeah.
So if we go to Gussie,
Yeah.
Gussie. I really liked, so there's a scene where Nancy's talking to herself because she's trying to,
That was so
that
funny.
was funny when
That
she's
was
talking,
really good.
she's like counting money, but she's talking to herself. This is before she makes the final decision about not going on the trip, right?
yeah.
So, and Gus is like, is this an A-B conversation, or can I see my way into it
Yes.
instead of see my way out, which is what,
Right.
you know, this is an A-B conversation, see your way out, haha, you know, like the dad joke.
It was a great play.
I thought that was really cool that they did that. And I loved it because for Gus's character, she's really, you know, as she's had this hard shell and she's really grown fond of Nancy.
Right.
And she's kind of digging the friendship,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
I
And
think
so
Nancy
I like
is
that
too.
change of her character.
Yeah.
And Nancy too.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
she's
they
got
found-
somebody who.
You got
Yeah.
a friend. in
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So that's why. Were you going to say something else about that scene? I just like that. I heard you.
No, she kind of, well, Gus kind of says, you should go on that trip. Don't worry about the town. And I can't
Oh,
remember
yeah,
the
she
example
does.
that she
Yeah.
gives, but she's like, the town will always be here. Go enjoy some life. Come back. We'll still be here.
Well, that's when, because you're right, Nancy, that's when Nancy's upset. She's going to miss
Mm-hmm.
the meeting. And Gus goes through like a role play of the board meeting. Like, let me guess, this is how it's going to go down. Like,
Yep.
Susie's going to stand up and say this. And, you know, George is going to stand up. Like, she went through not every, but people on the board.
Right.
And then she's like, there, you attended the meeting. She's like, that was the meeting. Okay.
Now go on the trip.
Go on this trip. You
Right,
know,
right.
you've waited this long. And it's kind of, I think it's kind of indicative too of Gus because, you know, she didn't go away.
Yeah.
She didn't, you know, she stayed. Her love left,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
the love of her life left her.
Mhm.
And, or at least one of them. Maybe there's another one. I don't know.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. So I thought that was pretty cool insight into her background
Yeah.
too, her character.
It was very well written.
Yeah, I like that scene. But and then so Gus agrees to meet Clayton for dinner.
Yep.
Right. Now he gives her the yellow flowers. This is when they go out to dinner.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we find out he has a rental or something. He didn't buy a place.
Right. Yeah. And he had, I guess, had made, in one of his businesses, has made a big sale, whatever. And,
sold his company or sold.
But it's funny because Gus shows up at the dinner in the fancy dress, right? She cleans up really well.
Yeah.
And I think you were talking about one time where she always wears coveralls and
overalls and stuff. Yeah.
It's so funny. And then she comes in with this.
She's all gussied up, right?
That's why he called gown, her and she looks really nice. You know? And I think that's the same scene where, because they're still kind of shy about, being in public with each other, because
they haven't gotten over the past. It's still lingering for them internally.
And I thought it was kind of cool because Clayton stood up and did a cheer to Gus,
in the middle of the restaurant, right?
Just to make her feel better.
Well, he's like, I'm out on a date with, know. But I don't know. He's almost like too complimentary.
Right.
He's almost a little too over the top with things.
Laying on thick.
So I haven't figured him out yet either. I can't. I don't know. I mean, the saying, if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So that's sort of the way I'm feeling about him.
Yeah, me too.
Right now, he just
so we got
seems
two
a
of the
little.
males.
I'm like,
it's kind of like.
Right. So then her and Clayton have a date in her restaurant.
Right.
And they're just chatting, and because he cooks her dinner. Is that right?
Yes.
He cooks her dinner, and she gets a little annoyed. He says he wants to show her the world. They need to travel, and he doesn't want to spend one more second without her. And she's annoyed because he fixed something in the restaurant, and she's kind of like, why did you fix that? Because she's used to doing stuff
on her own.
herself and on her own. So I thought that scene was interesting too. And that's why I think he's getting almost too comfortable with her. And we can talk about the very last moment after we can loop back to that if you want.
And I find that kind of funny. Like, Gus is looking for somebody to take care of her, and Nancy wants to take care of herself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So their roles
are reversing. Because that's a really good point, because Gus has taken care of herself forever, and Nancy's really relied on someone else to do that.
Right.
And so now that's a really good point.
Yeah. And
oh,
also,
look at you.
I know, right? Point. And also in that scene, I thought it was kind of cute because Clayton tells the story about when he used to give her, I think it was peanut butter sandwiches, and he always took the crunch out of the peanut butter because he knew she loved the creamy part of it.
Oh, that's right.
And she didn't know that's what he did. And she goes, that must have taken you forever.
He's like, yes. Didn't he say yes?
So
I did.
I thought that's where you think, oh, Clayton, you're a good dude, right?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Yes.
But okay, so we'll go back to what happens at the very end of the episode when we're about to wrap it up. But do you want to go on to Amanda now?
Yes, let's do Amanda.
So we have Amanda. So she's having dreams about Frank Jr. and her dream is, she's like, I want to, and she never finishes saying it. And she sees him in all these different places in their house, in the bed, outside the window, whatever. And then she wakes up and they have the weasel that's making the noise still. Right. And she is determined to take care of this weasel. And I'm like, is the weasel like an analogy
of Frankie?
Or Frank Jr., you know, you think?
Or Frank now.
Well, yeah, he goes by Frank. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting because we're always looking for the chicken at the beginning.
Not an analogy. I'm sorry, metaphor.
Metaphor, yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
And this time, the chicken symbol was of the divorce papers that she was signing.
Yes, at the beginning, right.
That
was that cool. In her dream, or was that?
No, she was signing them, and then it went into the dream.
Okay, right. So so then she ends up, she goes out into the yard, and she's ready to just with the weasel, and then she ends up putting the weasel in the house, in the closet.
Okay, first of all, if you're scared of the weasel, why are you going to walk out your back door and leave it open?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
I mean, come on. And I was thinking that in my head. I don't know if I told you that while we were watching. I was
No,
like,
you didn't.
oh my goodness, this thing's coming in the house.
Yeah. Oh, so you knew, that
Yes.
it was going to end up in the house, and she traps it, but then she feeds it. She gives it water, and
It's so
Frankie's like,
funny.
"What are you doing?" I would not be able to leave the house knowing an animal like that was in a closet.
Nope.
I could not. It would need to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would call it a day, and then I would go to work. But I could not leave with it in the
think
closet.
about it. You're laying
Not
there.
because I think it's mean, but because it grosses me out.
Right.
You know?
And it's making
Like a
noises.
weasel, it's
and
making
scratching.
noises.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun scene, too.
So, you have kind of the moment between Amanda and May where May is telling, Amanda's walking with May, and she's basically telling May that her whole world is crashing in.
Right.
Sergio, the weasel, Frankie getting ready to leave for college. Like she's kind of having a moment where she's wigging out a little bit and she's getting hyped up, and May actually tells her to calm down, which is a switch.
Right.
Right. Because May's usually the OCD. Everything's got to be perfect. And May tells her, points out all the positive things about her. She's like, you ended 100-year feud. You crossed the kitchen line in the competition and brought the family together.
You brought the family together.
And then Amanda, it's kind of cute because Amanda's like, yeah, I did do that. I did do that. And then May calls her a Shiro, which I thought was pretty cool.
That was a good nickname, Shiro. But I like that conversation too, because I that's when she's starting to change
to realize
you know what, she can do this on her own. I enjoyed that back and forth between May and her. So who you want to talk about?
Do you want to talk about when she goes home then and she tells Frankie we can do this?
Yeah,
she gives her big rah I am woman, hear me roar.
Hear me roar.
Okay, we're going to handle this. We're going to get this weasel out of the house. We can do hard things, She's like, we could do this. We're strong. And then they hear the weasel. And so it was kind of cool the way they showed them getting out of the house. They're like, we're going to figure this out.
Right.
What else? There was something else wrong, like the fan or something.
Well,
what was
Dudley, and we'll talk about that too, but a balloon got stuck in the ceiling fan.
You're right. I'm jumping
and
ahead.
She was afraid to go up on the ladder and get it because it was spinning.
Yes.
And so she didn't know how to work it. So she figured it out. Light switch, turn it off.
Right.
Right.
And then
she was able to get the balloon, and that's when, everything started to change.
Yeah. So but she said, we can do this. We can do hard things.
Right.
That was before she fixed the string issue on the fan. Right. So she has this rah moment with Frankie, which is pretty cool. And she's like, we don't need a man. We can just do it. Now I will admit, I don't think I would handle the weasel.
I know you would have me do it.
I would have you do it. Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit that.
Although
now, if I was here by myself, I would call somebody and have them come and do it because I don't want to.
Call one of the neighbors.
It's not that I can't. It's just that I don't want to.
Right. No, I don't blame
handle
you.
that. So
you don't know that thing's going to attack you or what?
Well, I mean, I would deal with it. But I did think it was cool how they figured out how to get the weasel out of the house. Yeah. They sort of made a tunnel from the closet
to the front door.
And then they opened the door for the weasel and it just ran out, So that was pretty cool.
Cute. And then they shut the door and then Amanda's like, yay, we did it. Go get the drill.
Yep. Then they said, yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought that was really, I enjoyed those scenes. That was really cool.
And she ended up changing out all the locks on the doors.
Yep. And then can we talk about the scene when she walks into the Chicken Sisters and she's walking slow, like Sergio and Shauna are watching her walk in.
Yeah.
And Shauna's like, well, hello, Cindy Crawford. Because when she's walking in, it's like the wind is blowing her hair a little. Amanda's. Yeah.
Then there's a good song playing in the background. Yeah. That was funny. She's like, where do you want me?
That's when the customer flirts with her.
Yeah.
Right?
Shauna says, table late.
Yeah. It makes Sergio a little mad, a little jealous, and she confronts him about being jealous. Like, you basically don't have any right. But she thinks that he read her text, which she sent at the end of the last episode, and he clearly has no idea what she's talking about. Right. So like we talked about in our last review, the text never was sent.
Yeah,
she thought she hit send, but she didn't. But Sergio doesn't know that. She doesn't know it at that point. It hadn't sent yet. So
yeah.
And then I think we'll loop back to that when we talk a little bit about Sergio.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, let's talk about May.
May. Good old May.
So
Chill May.
Chill May. That's what. So May tells Jay that she had a perfectly imperfect bachelorette party.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah. She
right. And
really
he's
enjoyed
like,
herself.
Who are you?
Yeah.
And she's like, it's Chill May. It's May 2.0. What is it? It's May 2.0.
Yeah.
Chill May. I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah, it was.
And she's like, should we alert the media? And he goes, I don't think they'll believe it. I just thought their little banter was really cute, you know?
Yeah. And what she did with the stuff in the refrigerator, it was all organized, and she put one jar from the top down to the bottom.
Bottom, yeah.
And then she walks through. I can't remember what she said.
And somebody with OCD, that's going to drive them absolutely.
Right.
And I'm sure in the back of her head, it was driving her nuts. But she's like, "No, I'm changed."
Yeah.
And when she does that it's not going to last, right? You just kind of know. No. So then we see May go to work. She shows up late for work. She's never late for work.
Yes.
And Gus is, she's kind of ready for Gus to give it to her. And Gus is kind of in a good mood because Clayton's around and she's having a good time with Clayton. And she's like, oh, it's fine. She doesn't give her a hard time. And May's like, what?
Well, so, everybody has a change of attitude.
Yeah. I
in
thought
this
it was
episode.
cute.
It was really cute. But I like Shauna because she was talking about Gus, and she's like, I don't know who this Gus is, right? Because Gus is all talking gibberish to her. She's not used to the compliments and stuff like that.
What, Shauna?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, we don't have nice Gus. Who's nice Gus? I've never seen, she said it's like watching a snake cuddle with a rabbit.
Right.
It's unnatural. That's what Shauna says about Gus. Yeah.
And then you have May hanging out with Clayton. That was a good.
Well, first she introduces him to Amanda and Jay.
And Shauna.
Right. And
was Shauna there? Yeah.
Not at the table. It was Amanda and Jay.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think Shauna was there. And then are you talking about when her and Clayton go for their
little walk
or whatever?
Right. And she's trying to figure out who he is, and he tells her about his football time in high school and everything, and his nickname was Slick because whenever they tried to tackle him, he was like slick and they just fall off of him. And May has never thrown a football, and he was like, what? We got to go play catch. We got to throw the football. And so you see him throwing the football a couple times, and then she asked him, how come you never came back? And then he tells her the story that he told Gus, that he did come back, but he saw her with Amanda's father, and then he left. And at that point, May realized he wasn't there to see her. He was there to see Gus, and it like broke her heart.
It broke her heart. She realizes in that moment. But, but before she went out with him for that walk, Jay was kind of like,
skeptical.
Why? He was skeptical. He's like, don't you think it's a little odd that all of a sudden he shows up? And she's like, no, it's fine, you know.
Well,
and then she goes on this walk and she finds this out. And so she's kind of a little bit like, it's really
crushed.
not about me. It's about my mom. And she's crushed. And that leads her into organizing.
Yeah, reverting
again.
back to old May.
Right. And Jay kind of sees
The
her.
OCD.
And I thought that scene was really cool too, where, she says she's sorry she couldn't stay Chill May anymore. And he's like, he loves Oliver. Chill May, organizing because she's sad May.
Oh, that was so good.
Crying at cute puppies May.
Yeah.
Sleepy May. And he's like, I love Olive May. And I thought that was really a really cool scene.
Now, I can tell you Jay's a good guy.
Yeah. Now, Jay is he's the one, we know Jay's a good guy and we don't like Frank Jr.
Right.
Those are the two that we.
No, it's not Junior anymore. It's Frank.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. My bad. I keep forgetting that.
Right.
Speaking of Frank Jr.
Yeah, let's jump into him.
So one of the townspeople, Rodney, or something, comes into Mr. Chicken's cluckery, and it's because the other two Chicken Sister locations are packed.
Yeah, the lines
right.
are too long.
But Frank Jr. sees this as an opportunity to give him the new and improved recipe.
Yep.
Well, it's not improved. It's the Chicken Sisters recipe, really. Right. And he wants him to try it. And of course, Rodney tries it and loves it because it's fresh now. It's not frozen
he said
chicken.
It was scrumptious.
It's not the sauce. And then Frank's like, go forth, spread the word.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of see. I think at some point someone's going to realize it tastes the same.
Right.
as the Chicken Sisters if it's the same.
That
But that was there more of Frank Jr.? I think that
no,
was.
not really. That was
He was
pretty
in the
much
dream for Amanda. And then,
I have a feeling next couple of episodes he's going to be in it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like what Rodney had said. He said, word on the street was you were serving chicken not fit for a junkyard dog.
Oh, he did say that's right. He did say that.
That was so funny.
That was kind of good. So we're getting those one-liners back in there in this episode a little bit.
And that's what I love about the Chicken Sisters.
Yeah. So Sergio apologizes to Amanda for their argument that they had in the restaurant, right? Because he said he was upset. He was out of line. Then he tells her he told Nikita to go back to Chicago. You know, he explains the kiss, that she kissed him, not the other way around. And then that's when Amanda's like, why didn't you answer my text? And of course he's like, what text?
What text?
And she's like, oh. And then she pulls out her phone and she realizes she did not send the text.
Right.
So it's probably not a good idea to get mad at somebody about something that they know nothing about.
Right.
Right. So then she apologizes to him. And I loved this scene. This was probably my favorite scene.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that movie that we watched together, and I loved the one with the posters and their.
Oh, the Christmas one?
Yeah.
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Yes,
that was a Love Actually moment.
A little bit, only not with the posters, but it was really good because since she didn't send the text, and Sergio's like, well, what did the text say?
Right.
And I love the narrator in that moment when she's like, Amanda knew what Frank Jr.'s Amanda would do.
Right.
Make something up and walk away. But Amanda's Amanda had a different idea.
Right.
And she goes and they had that lie jar.
Right.
And she's got some coins and she's reading the text message. Mm-hmm. And as she's reading it, because she's like, I understand you're going to get back with your ex. And I'm okay with that. And then she drops coins in the jar.
She's lying.
Because she's lying. She's not happy about it. And then she goes on to read everything she said. Like, basically, it was like, I couldn't do what she does for you.
Right.
Lie, puts it in the jar. I thought that was so good.
So well written.
So well written. And just that moment was great.
I'm going to tell you what.
I love that.
That chemistry right there. They had me going.
Yeah.
I was like on the edge of my seat.
You're like,
I'm
what are they going to do?
Look at this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
So
great job.
That scene might be one of my favorite scenes in the series. Because I wasn't expecting the lie jar.
Right.
And the way they did that. The delivery of that was absolute perfection, I thought, in my opinion.
I think it's been the best scene so far in this episode, in this series.
Yeah.
I think that was perfect. So go on to Frankie.
We'll go on to Frankie. So Dudley asked Frankie to prom.
Yes.
Right. And, she's holding all the balloons he brought, and he asked her and he's like, oh, I already arranged, the car and this and that. We're going to go with this person. And she's just sitting there like staring off into space because she does not like him that much. She doesn't get the butterflies with him.
Yeah.
And, and I thought it might have been, was it before he asked her to prom that she asked Nancy about that? Right. Not when they had the final talk, but
I think it was
like, because she tells Nancy that she doesn't get, like, how do you know? Like, I don't get the butterflies with Dudley. And Nancy's like, you got to trust that. You need to trust that.
Right.
So, no, maybe that was after.
It was after.
It was after. Right. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm
in
my head. But anyway, so when he's talking to her, she's staring at her parents' prom picture.
Right.
And she's like, she knows her dad asked her mom to marry him on prom night. She says this out loud.
Right.
And that was their whole lives. Yeah. Like once they went to prom, he asked her to marry him at prom. And then that was it.
That was it.
And that became her mom life. And she knows what her mom went through and all of that. So, and she's realizing in that moment that she does not want to be that person. Like she is not going to be that person. Because
they're now getting divorced. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, just in general, settling for someone you shouldn't settle for, giving up your dreams. Yeah. Because, her mom she was the artist, right? And everything. And sort of taking a back seat like Nancy did. She took a back seat to Frank Jr. and their business. She started working for them or with them. Yeah. So, yeah, and she just doesn't want that life. So I thought that was really kind of good too. Yeah. And then like I mentioned, she talks to Nancy, and then she goes and talks to Dudley, right?
Right. And she
Frankie.
tells him she's not going. She doesn't want to go.
Yeah, because she's just, and then she goes back to Nancy,
Right.
right? And at this point, Nancy's broken up with the pastor,
Right.
and Frankie has broken up with Dudley.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was kind of a cool, what they say, like, let's go get ice cream, Nancy
Right.
said, or something. So
But
they're
don't tell
kind
your
of
mom.
commiserating with each other, their grandma
victory.
and the granddaughter, because they're both going through the same thing. And I thought that was really a cool moment.
Yeah, it was.
I liked that too.
Yep.
So
did I.
So I guess we need to talk about one of the final scenes, or maybe it was the final scene, right? About
yeah.
Gus. So Gus is having dinner with
Clayton.
Clayton in the Chicken Sisters restaurant,
Yeah.
right? It's just the two. It's the old Mimi's restaurant,
Mimi's,
right?
yep.
It's Chicken Sisters now. And at the very end, you kind of see her tremor a little bit, and then she ends up passing out.
Yeah. She asked him he asked her a question.
Yes.
And her hands shake, and then she tries to cover it, and then she tries to, answer.
And she can't.
question,
That's
and she
right.
can't.
That's right. Right.
And then she tries to stand up, and when she does, that's when she faints into his arm.
Yeah.
So,
Well, when she had the tremor at first, I was thinking, and then she kind of tried to cover her hand. I was
Right.
like, well, maybe that was going to be it. I wasn't expecting the next part.
I know. That was
You know,
crazy.
and then when you're right, he was talking to her and she was looking at him like she wanted to respond, but she didn't have it. She couldn't do it.
No,
like either come up with the
she
words.
couldn't.
So it's going to be interesting to see where they go
Right.
with that.
Yeah, and I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah. So do you have any, by the ways? Is there anything we
No.
kind of forgot? I wish we had seen more of Shauna.
Yeah.
I love her every time she shows up. I never get enough of Shauna.
Me either.
I know there's only, so many minutes in an episode, but I hope we get to see more of her soon. And I'm going to try to see if there's a soundtrack for season 2 yet.
Yeah, we'll announce it.
We'll announce it.
Whether we found
we'll
it or
announce
not.
it. I mean, somebody may already know if it's out there. I don't know.
All right. So
But we're going to find out if Clayton, I don't think Clayton is who.
I'm going with he's not that guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to end up being a nice
her
guy.
guy.
He's going to, I just don't get a good feeling about him. The pastor, maybe, I think he'll probably go on his mission trip.
Yeah.
Then move on with his life. So,
All right. So out of 5 drumsticks, what do you give this one?
I would give this one a 4. 4 drumsticks for me. What about you?
And I was going to give it a 4. We have been kind of on the same.
We have.
Yeah,
we
'cause
have.
this one was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right. So is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.
All right. If you really, really like the show, we would really, really appreciate it if you gave us a positive review.
Yes, we would.
Yeah, and if you didn't really, really like the show, that's okay, because we still wish you would give us a positive review.
And stars, like you said
And
earlier,
stars.
and stars.
Yes, depending on the podcast. that you-
Right.
or the
Follow us
application.
wherever you get your podcasts and on social media so you don't miss a thing. Until next time,
Cheers.